So I remember some of the hardest times in my life. Back in 2009, lost everything. I had a wife and 3 kids that were relying on me to support them, and I was doing the best I could with what I had. Due to the economy, I ended up losing my job, ended up losing my house. We had both of our cars taken away. I remember being very, very depressed and not knowing what the future was. I just remember the grief and the pain. It was so intense. I remember my kids and my wife just thinking about how hard it was during Christmas. We didn't have anything to give them. One of the things that I told them at that time during Christmas, I said, know what it's like. Feel these feelings of despair and grief, and feel what it's like to not have anything. And she said, it didn't make any sense. Why feel it? I want to forget these feelings. I said, because you're never going to feel like this again in the future. There was a parallel self that I was living. I'd go to sleep at night and I'd see this guy on stage in front of people, really helping and motivating people. But I'd wake up and here I am in my current position, can't find work. I didn't stop though. I found a job, and this job paid me very little per hour, but it was a job nonetheless. And in 6 months, they closed down. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna start my own business. So I started my business with $100 in my pocket. I did some work for an insurance company, and I didn't have this idea of just a computer guy. I was engaging in conversation with the business owner. And the business owner said, hey, you're a computer geek with a personality. I said, I need a place to start my company. I said, but I don't have enough money for rent. I said, but what if I offer you free IT services for a place to stay? I then started learning some valuable skills about networking. I learned that your network determines your net worth. I joined a couple networking groups. I started going to events and letting people know who I was. I started telling people about how we're gonna be the fastest growing IT company in all of Southeast Missouri. And by that time, 2 years later, another opportunity presented itself. And that's whenever I joined an international marketing company. You know, I know that every one of us goes through something very strong. You know, I know what it's like to have nothing. I know what it's like to beg for work. I was just telling my wife, I said, remember that time I told you at Christmas that we're not going to feel this anymore? She said, yeah. I said, that's because I'm unstoppable. I said, look at us together. We did this. I mean, it's not just me. I said, but that's because I know that we're not going to ever experience that again. If you give up, you guarantee your result. And it's definitely easy to do. I'm here to tell you, I've done it. I personally know that you can do anything that you put your mind to. Never quit. Don't give up. Be unstoppable.